everybody, my name is Rabbit Oof, and welcome to Mother's Love. This is a game on Game Joke that I saw one of my friends play in a Discord server that I'm in. And I decided, you know what, the art style looks amazing, the story is great, I bet the gameplay is too. So I decided I was going to go ahead and play this game and see how it goes. If you end up liking this video, go ahead and subscribe and jump on that like button as well. Can't forget that. And if you guys want me to do a part 2 on this, I most definitely will, because I'm probably gonna have fun doing this. So let's go ahead and get into it. Press play. Everyone had their stories with weird encounters. It's almost ending as a fever dream, a nightmare, a tragedy. Sometimes we face so much dread in our lives that we try to avoid. But this story isn't what I expect. I couldn't remember what happened. It was all flashing me back again. Fuck. All of this started when we unfortunately came. I thought we'd be dead for sure. This story I remembered was happening all because of that stranger I've met. I can't stop thinking about it, or her. Everything spirals out of control. I wish I could forget about it, but it never works. I kept remembering so much about this place. My name is Faith. Faith? Faith, are you kidding me? Faith, you could have chose any name for the main character, but Faith. Really? Sorry, I'll get back into voicing now. My name is Faith, and this is never really the tale I would tell. But I can't keep it as a secret all the time. It was a while ago when me and my mom were trying to get back home. It was a cold and rainy day. My mom and I were driving in our car, trying to get home as the storm pours the hard rain droplets on us. My mom had rushed out of work to get me out of school. She wasn't happy when she arrived. I could tell she was a little stressed out. Something must have bothered her terribly. However, I didn't want to push her buttons further when she starts the engine and leaves through the wet road. Is that right? Where is it? There it is! I was trying to say, bro, where is this? Like, where is it? Anyways, the storm was getting close. I could only stare at the car window as my mom growled. She turns the car to the other way around the street, leading up into the middle of nowhere. This road wasn't so familiar to me. It was a road I've never drove through before. Alright, time for my brilliant girl voicing. Mom, are we there yet? The storm's getting bad outside.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
My mom let out a frustrated sigh. Her grip on the wheel tightens. No, we're not. I wish we were, if only this damn storm hadn't started. We stayed silent for a couple more minutes. I stared at my teddy bear, Stuffy. His suit-buttoned eyes stared back at mine. He was the only friend I could count on while I'm not talking to Mom. It's silly to still have him with me, even when I take him around with me at school. I did get teased for bringing him everywhere I go. But I didn't bother to listen to what others say. He's been with me since I was 5, and even before Dad was in the picture anymore. So your dad's dead. How old are you? I miss Dad. I wish he was still here with us. At least I can count on Stuffy to keep me out of my troubles. Don't tell me you brought that to school again. Okay, I'll stop doing my black voice. All right. Don't tell me you brought that. Don't tell me you brought that to school again. Haven't I told you to stop bringing that thing with you? I got out of thinking when I heard Mom mentioning Stuffy. She wasn't too pleased when she saw him in my hands. But Mom, I always bring him with me. He helps me a lot. You're getting old for toys. You start bringing that everywhere you go. Then you won't have any problems with the other kids making fun of you. I should have I should have put, fuck! I should have put that in the yard sale if I needed to. I look back at Stuffy, heard from my mom's comment. She never understands how important Stuffy was to me, but I didn't want to fight back. I knew it'd be stupid to fight over a stuffed toy. But I can't shake the feeling of it either. It just hurts my heart. I see her concentrating on the road. The rain was blocking the view, but it didn't stop her from focusing where she was going. The look on her was making me anxious. She started to speed up to escape all the heavy droplets and drove inside the foggy area. This wasn't a good sign that she was making the car go faster. Mom, I don't think you should drive that fast. Maybe slow down for a moment. I know where to go from here. I just need to make it through the shortcut. We should also slow down. The road might be too slippery. I appreciate you for being conscious, but trust me, I know how to do it. There's no need to panic. We'll be home soon. I just hope this fog won't be a problem to get ourselves lost. She's pushing the gas pedal a little more further. I can hear the engine roaring louder and speed increasing. I was starting to get nervous. Mom, please, it's dangerous to drive that fast in this type of weather. Faith, I'm trying to focus. Please don't distract me. I can't have this right now. Why would you? I don't even want to press forward. Who says that to? Who says? Well, your dad is dead, and you say that to? Who says that? Who's gonna say that about a dead bro? Your father is dead, and you're just going to say that, bro. Are you kidding me? I'm scared to know what the mom's gonna say, but I have to do this anyway because you guys want a video. You know, Dad wouldn't want you to drive so fast. Oh, he cheated. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Don't you dare bring up that cheating bastard into this conversation. I would have listened if he hadn't done. She saw taking a long breath as sat there horrified by her outburst. I even tried to fight back a sniff. Her tense face slowly changes more into a gloom. She exhales to herself. She was trying to calm herself down. Her grip loosens from the steering wheel, and so did her foot on the panel. The car was slowing down. I try not to cry. We both didn't say anything back. I clutched onto Snuffy as Mom stares out to the road in silence. I'm sorry if I'm not responding. I'm typing to someone, and yeah. Oh, in silence. She could hear me trying so hard not to whimper, and lets out another exhausted sigh. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled like that. I'm trying my best, even if it's not what you think. Things aren't easy for me, even for you. Please understand, I'm only mad at everything besides you. I know you miss him, but he's gone now. I love you and I care about you, but please, let me drive, and we can talk more when we get back. I promise to not get us killed. I didn't respond. I was too afraid to speak up. Her voice really scared me. While I wasn't looking, I could sense Mom's gaze at me with a sorrowful look. We still drove to the storm until they made it through the destination in the forest. There were lots of big trees towering over in the distance. Bushes and leaves were blown away by the strong wind. The flowers were even drowned by heavy droplets from the rain. It seems terrible outside, but I can see the storm is getting worse. I could even hear thunder arriving as well. Thunder arriving as well, not as well. As my fingers took a brief moment to interact with the car window, it was beginning to freeze up. I was staring into the cold sensation and had to lower the AC from my side as we drove past the fog. Suddenly, something stops our tracks, and soon they came to a halt. We had no idea what caused the car to stop, but all we know is that we couldn't move anymore. Mom lets out a loud, frustrated groan when it happened. God damn it! At any time, now is the time. It's just supposed. Wait a minute, isn't it supposed to be red? That might be an error, or it's not. I don't know. Hey, if the Carrera is watching this, let me know. She shouted, clearly upset about the car's urgent stop from the loud noise, damaging a part of it. She had her left hand on the handle, signaling herself to leave the car. Before she could do anything, she looks at me. I'll be right back. Gotta check what happened to the car. You're gonna get out in the rain? My mom left outside. My mom left in the rain to check the problem of the car. I sat back, waiting for her to come back from her investigation. She didn't carry an umbrella with her. Everything on her was now soaking wet, but she didn't bother, but only focuses on the main issue. She seems mad to realize what happened. I didn't get a good view of how she looked. She got back up and came back over to the driver's door. Which was great. The tires flat and the rubber somehow ripped off, probably from the sharp rocks, and it was probably cold. I'm going to have to call in a tow. We may have to stay for a little longer. Mom, you're soaking wet. You should probably make the call inside. I need to find a bathroom first. I have to hold so much in after leaving work. It should be quick. I hope. Don't tell your daughter that you have to go take a piss. Stay here and lock the doors while I'm gone. I was a little worried how she might find a bathroom here. We're basically in the middle of nowhere, with just giant trees and the hideous cold storm. Are you sure you're going to be okay? I'm for sure. Just stay inside the car if someone comes up. You know what to do, okay? Okay, I nodded, showing her I understood from her firm request. Yeah, but I'm not gonna listen either way. She closes the door once again and leads me to venture inside the forest as I lock the doors, awaiting for her to return back. I waited and waited and waited, but she never came back. It was starting to get cold. I was shivering. The long sounds of the rain was the only noise I can only have. The weather was broken. I didn't have anything that helped warm me up. Soon, I grew tired and felt my eyes shutting on their own. I soon woke up back inside the freezing air. It seemed like the lights ran out of battery. I realized I must have fallen asleep while waiting for Mom to come back. I don't know how long, but the storm outside is still going on. It's much more aggressive this time with the rain shooting down like bombs. I knew the whole car was freezing. I helplessly shivered, wondering why Mom hadn't come back yet. I knew she wouldn't abandon me here. Had she even found anything on her own? Did she get lost? But all I want to do is make sure she's okay. But wait, Mom is still be the same time until she returns. I really had to stay. I had to stay in until she really comes back. At the same time, what if something happens to her? This thought is really bothering me. What should I do? Oh no. I have to choose? Okay. Well, while I was watching a friend's gameplay, also not spoilers, I've seen what happens when you stay longer. So, if I do end up making another video while I do the other options, then I might. But, do you really want me to stay longer? Is staying longer really the best option? It probably isn't. So we're gonna go look for Mom. I'm not staying in this freezing ass car. I know I can't just stay and do nothing in the cold while she's out there lost in the woods. I had to find her myself. I decided to make a run for it through the rain. I tried to remember which way Mom last went when she entered inside. I was getting wet outside, but I had to keep my legs from falling. It seems scary to leave on my own. I hope there aren't any dangerous animals lurking around. Mom, where are you? It's been a long time. I've searched for Mom, but I couldn't find her. She's nowhere to be seen or heard. My eyes became hasty, and my strength to move was growing tired. I was cold and wet. The frosted wind blows me, making me weak to stand and balance. The forest grows bigger and longer the further along I go. I couldn't find the car anywhere. I'm lost. I just don't know where to go. Mom, please come out. Where could you have gone to? I called out more, and there was still no sign of her anywhere. It was harder to see when the rain endlessly fall everywhere here. I grew more colder, more weaker. I just couldn't take the weather any longer. I hugged Stuffy with me, making sure he doesn't leave me at all. The storm was unbearable. Every drop felt like icicles. There was nothing. I could only see trees and bushes. No sign of anyone here. Thankfully, no predator. I'm sorry, but no predators? Really? That's what we're going with? Thankfully, no predators in sight either. My legs were hurting, but Mom is still out there. I must keep moving. I struggled more and more, even deeper into the woods. My legs were giving up, but I still moved. It was becoming difficult. The freezing frigid storm was trying to put me down. The air was too hard to breathe through, and I felt my lungs becoming tighter. Hard to even breathe through. My eyes were too blurry to see more, struggling and tentatively moving. Chills ran down every inch of my body. I collapsed onto a tree, unable to move even further. I felt the hard droplets fall onto my head. My hair was blocking my face. Even my outfit was too heavy to move due to the water weighing it down. The impact of my bones were too much to handle. I couldn't keep going no matter how hard I tried. No matter how much I tried. I've searched Mom everywhere and I still couldn't find her. I'm lost in this place full of trees. I slowly opened my eyes, breathing heavily as my lungs struggled from the cold. I tried to see where I was going, hoping I could find something after all the torturous walking in circles. My hope was lost until something caught my attention. I could see in the distance that there was a giant house, but it wasn't just a house, it was a manor. I was shocked when my eyes got more clear to see this in front of me. How would something like this be in the middle of the forest? But this was my cue to ask for help. I hope I can find someone that can help my mom. Don't walk into the weird, creepy manor out in the middle of the open. That's a death trap. I rushed through to make it to the same direction where the manor was. Running up close, it got bigger. I was blown off how huge it was the closer I got. Someone living here must be very rich. No time to admire the appearance. I must find out if someone lives here and ask where Mom might be. I approached the front door of the manor. Faced with the double doors, they were taller than me, but I didn't hesitate to knock on one of them. I hoped for a response, but as I waited for someone to come, I didn't hear anyone at first. The rain was interrupting the sounds. It makes it hard to hear anything. I decided to knock again, making sure someone hears me. Still no one came. I thought I had lost hope for a moment. I was going to leave the manor, but then I heard the sound of someone turning on the knob. I heard the door open and quickly turned my head around. Zooey monster!
Sugar tits! Treats! Tits! Can't move but you
I'm sorry. My eyes stared at a woman who was even taller than the door. She stood there with a confused look. Her tail moves a little and her eyes glow in a turquoise hue. She wears a black dress and has a crimson red necklace around her neck. She stared at me until she finally had the chance to speak. Oh, good evening, dear child. May I help you with anything? Her voice was soft, but also unnerving and a quiet demeanor. I don't know why, but it wasn't what I expected. Her vibe was also not what I expected. Despite her appearance, however, I gathered my courage to talk with her about my situation. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I need help. I lost my mom in the forest, and I can't find her anywhere. Our car broke down. My mom had to go somewhere, but she never returned. I was hoping if you've seen her. I asked her, but the woman shook her head after looking around. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, darling, but I'm afraid I've not seen your mother. I've never seen anyone here. No one usually comes here at all. I frowned. I knew it was going to be the answer. It was my only option, but of course, it wasn't what I wanted to hear. But as I was going to leave, the woman stopped me by speaking Me again. Dearie, you know you can't stay in the rain for too long. That's what makes you sick. Here, why don't you come inside? I have towels to help you dry up. Oh, I'm about to get.
Shake it, baby, shake that ass.
You're gonna be hearing me make a bunch of jokes about Miss Willow, or whatever her name was. I remember somebody telling me what her name was, Miss Willow or something. You guys are gonna be hearing me make a bunch of jokes. But something about this woman isn't settling with me. I mean, she's nice to let me inside, but I just can't help the way she's looking at me. But what other choice do I have? I'm going to die by the time I step foot back up to the freezing cold rain. I didn't want to be rude. She does seem welcoming, just her design gives me the creeps. Don't worry, I can try calling for help. Step inside and it will get you cleaned up. She gestures me inside and closes the door as I enter the manor. I was wet with the very senses of warmth. It was relaxing. I felt myself from not feeling chilly. I then looked in front of me to see what was standing before me. Oh my god. The house is pretty vintage and some old portraits and top priorities on each side. I was surprised how welcoming this place was. It's so chill. It wasn't what I expected at all. I even went up to one of the roses from the top priority. It was very pretty. It does look like it was taken care of really well. The Victorian aesthetics were really keeping me out of reality until the voice of that woman comes back to me with a large pink towel. I'm back now. Now hold still for a moment. She then wraps around with the towel, begins to move it around everywhere, including my head. And what a poor innocent sweet child, alone out in the storm. How awful it must have been to wander out there. You must be so cold and scared. Well, I don't know why, but I am getting mad Torio from Undertale vibes, but also another character's vibes I just completely forgot. But you cannot tell me this is not giving you Torio from Undertale vibes, bro. You can't tell me. She said as her finger on the cloth, and I felt them pointing through it onto me. The towel was cleaning off the extra water off my hair and dress. She hummed a tune as she finished drying me off. There we are, good as new. She removes the wet towel off of my head and walks off to put it aside on the nearby shelf. Soon later, Frick! I've accidentally moved on. Damn it. Okay, I do believe everything's good now. At least you won't be too soggy. Okay. It's supposed to be dialogue. There's no dialogue! Alright, so after everything that just happened, I had the choice to go to the dining room or look around. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the dialogue options were because it just like cut out. They didn't even show up. Let's just go to the dining room, I guess. I enter inside to see a setup of chairs and a tall rectangular table, decorated with a small vase. There was a huge on the side of the room, showcasing the forest. It was strangely inviting with the chair almost resembling hearts, and there was a small light shining down on the table. I then take a seat on one of the chairs. The one in the far left was a good choice for me. I wait for Miss Willow to come back as I stalled in the room for a good long minute. I saw her footsteps coming out of the kitchen area and looked over. I saw Miss Willow exiting out with something that caught my nose. The smell of something delicious was on both her hands. She had a plate of various food items. Steam was streaming out of all of them, creating a strangely tasty aroma of cooked meat. Here you go, child. Eat while it's hot. She places the plate in front of me as the meal contains a large slice of cooked steak, a brown crisp fillet, and adding the cherry on top with some mashed potatoes and sprinkled cheese. The dish was abnormal, but the smells were too irresistible to not eat. My curiosity was growing as I got a spare fork from her and slowly examining the dish. I took a piece of the steak and took a little bite from it. The meal was cooked to perfection. It had a sweet seasoned flavoring that go well with the burnt texture of the surface. It might be the best I've ever tasted. Same goes when I tried the fillet and the mashed potatoes. The flavors are unique. Some that I never thought would be perfect together. My taste buds just wouldn't resist it any longer. I began to feast the meal. I heard Miss Willow laugh when she saw me eat after taking a seat. Careful, don't choke on your food. We don't want you to suffocate from dinner. But I might have some dessert in the bed tonight if you get what I'm saying. I never expected anyone to enjoy my cooking this greatly. I thought I've done it too average. She said as I kept munching down some food till still placed in my mouth, inside my mouth. It had been some time since I admired by the looks of happy faces, back when I used to dream of being in the culinary arts. I always loved to cook, and my passion for it was on top of the roof. Did anyone like your dishes? I asked, but only she gave a sad smile. No one has ever tried any of my dishes, unfortunately. It was difficult for a woman to enter a chef's position. I always dreamed to be a chef in Paris, but times changes when I do home cooking instead. It's okay. Life isn't always perfect, but still can't make some good alternatives. She chuckles, but her tone wasn't all too happy. She was forcing to still smile, however. I wonder what bear you have. Miss Will points out stuff that I have with me on my lap. She's pretty admired by him. Is that your favorite? I do love his butt and eyes. Yes, this is Stuffy. I've had him with almost my whole life. What is this English? He was a gift from my father. Oh, that's sweet. Almost reminds me of when my... So as she stopped, she went quiet for a moment and lowered her fork, but didn't let go of it. I thought her expression changed quickly. She seemed sad when I had to interrupt what she was going to say. Are you okay, Miss Willow? Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Just... She sighs to herself, and her ears slightly fall back. It's just, I haven't had anyone to talk to for a long time. I've always been alone, and I never thought I'd ever see people from this dreaded place. I was a little concerned on what she meant, but I commit she must be this lonely. If she doesn't want to be alone, why is she living here in the middle of nowhere in the woods? Before I can say anything, she raised a small smile again, glances over to me once more. Now, enough of me. Tell me about yourself, besides the incident you had earlier. I would love to know more about you. Bo, why are you trying to know so much stuff about me, Bo? I'm getting pedophile vibes.
I didn't lie! You lied! No, I made an educated wish!
It seems she wants to start a new conversation. I didn't really want to talk a lot about myself with a stranger, but she was still kind enough to ask. Well, I live far from here, I had a nice house, and do love to do outside things. Gardening was my favorite. Gardening? That's also one of my own interests. Roses are my personal favorite flower. She's feeling better when she describes her gardening experience. Listen to what she has to say in her daily routines, but she seems to be a huge fan of not only cooking but gardening. Your mother must admire what you do. Does she love what you do? Does she love what she loves? Frank! These words are confusing! I accidentally moved on. When she asked that, I then let out a small bitter sigh. My mom's always busy. She never really sees what I do or enjoy what I like. She's not all into outdoor activities. Mostly has to work. She thought it was a waste of time. I was on my own to admire all the things I do. It began after my dad left, and that made her grew bitter and hard to deal with. I remember how mad she was, how made she was every day picking me up from school. And while I look at her at home, she's a different person. I know she tries not to get mad, but it hurts. She still does it. I don't know what happened to her. She was never like this. I almost started to cry to think about the harsh words my mom used to say. Even the words I were on accident. And even the ones she didn't mean to say. Speaking personally wasn't what I had in mind. But I just can't contain them. My dear, it's okay to cry. I understand how you feel. It's unfortunate to hate a mother like that. A mother should never make a sweet child much neglect. I deeply apologize for what you've went through. I wouldn't ever allow that to happen, even when someone like her does that to whom she raised. Her way of speaking was weird, but I get what she was trying to say. I felt myself lighting up by her gentle, yet strange words. I'm worried about my mom. I just hope she's okay. I could say it's a mystery, but let's think positive. Your mother may still be alive. She's just trapped. She'll come looking for you in no time. I started to feel bad about Miss Will's way trying to help me with my situation. At first I thought of leaving from the moment I came, but she doesn't seem too bad at all. Just a little more pretty neutral. She was a good listener for my problems I've had before. For some reason, I was feeling pleased for her to give her time for me to explain myself. We've talked about eating. I've enjoyed every bite from the food. My cheeks were stuffed, and my stomach was full. Now listen, on the Rabu Oof channel, we like to make a bunch of weird, freaky jokes. So in this situation, it was the best meal I've ever had in a long time. Way better than my mom's microwave meatloaf last week. Miss Willow grabs the silverware and plates to bring them back to the kitchen. She comes back to me as I got up from my seat. Well, that was a fine meal we had, wasn't it? I nodded in appreciation. She seems happy by my answer. Yes, it was. Thank you for the meal, but we still need to call the police, remember? I reminded her. She didn't say much, but still grinned at me. Of course, how can I not forget? I was all caught up in the delicious food was. I'll have to go over to the police about your case, but first, I need to let you rest. You seem awfully tired. Tired? No, I'm okay. I'm not really... You were saying? I suddenly made a giant yawn and my eyes became heavy. Miss Willis saw and noticed that and chuckles. As a matter of fact, maybe a little. Well, we should go upstairs and tuck you in. It's a room perfect for sleeping. Oh, Miss Willow, that's very kind of you, but I do feel I overstayed my welcome. Shh. Now, I insist. It's the least I can do to make you feel as in your home. We still left the dining room. She led me over to the stairs. The stairs were tall, and I could see more portraits hung up on the walls as she led me up to the steps. We were now on the second floor. The endless long halls were displayed with rows of doors. They were all the same. I didn't know which room would lead me to. Ms. Willow stares down to me as I go to the door on the right. She gently turns the knob and opens it to reveal one of the rooms. I proceed to go inside. It was a bedroom. It was small but cozy. It almost resembles a little girl's room. There was a huge window showcasing outside. There was even a bed that's both big and small, occupied with pillows and a huge blanket. The room was warm and stylish in the subtle aesthetics of spring colors. Then Miss Willow came up to me with a white gown. Here, this is for you to sleep in. We don't want you to sleep in wet clothes. I'll clean them off for tomorrow morning. She said she advised me to change to the grown. Good thing she has something else to wear. I was getting tired of walking in my dreaded dripping dress. She tucked me in, but she was awfully close to me. I was in the garden she gave me and felt warmer than before. I had Stuffy lay beside me as Miss Willow finished setting me into the bed with the same smile she still had glued onto my face. There, all snugged and tucked. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. She said with a chuckle. I felt her hand pat me on the head. I was unhinged by her coming close, even if her eyes stared down to me. Those giant teal eyes. You are going to call the cops, right? Joy stared at me, not making another expression. I'm making another expression on my face. Rest now. See you in the morning, dear. You didn't answer anything. Now, why would I have this strange, ominous feeling? She has something to do with it. Why I have this strange, ominous feeling? She has something to do with what happened to our mother. Not gonna lie, I feel like she does. There we go. Where is the dialogue in this? Dialogue has just disconnected. Maybe it's not so bad. What? Well, that was frighteningly. And that's going to be the end of part 1 of Mother's Love. Wow, this game is actually really amazing. I haven't really gone that far into all the horror stuff, but like this game is just actually not that bad. I might genuinely enjoy this a lot more than I anticipated. So yeah, like I said, if you guys want to see part 2, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe today. And I don't know what else to say, but yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, so you guys don't miss out on another episode. See you later. This is Robert Oof signing out. Bye, superstars.